Welcome to another Flash Hour Live. As you guys funnel in, just if you haven't been here before, as you guys funnel in, we'll kind of go through some early stage stuff called State of the Trenches, as well as just an overview of Flash and what's going on here at Flash, kind of how the protocol is doing, and then we get into the meat and the juicy stuff to allow everybody to funnel in slowly. So if you're watching this on replay, if you can, leave a like, leave a comment, helps the algo. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. We really appreciate it. We're growing that audience over there. You could leave a comment there too. I heard they like that. Smash the like button. If you're on X Live right now, repost for me. I do see it in the comment section, so it is greatly appreciated. I can see that we have 22 people watching. But Flash Hour, what do? We go over State of the Trenches, overview of Flash, what did we get done this week, and then, of course, what's coming down the pipeline. That's kind of the TLDR on how we structure it, as you could see right here. I'm going to bring Anas up. Anas, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
GM. How was your weekend / holiday /
Yeah, it was more into deep diving on the performance side of the app. I was just letting loose myself with the new Clouds on Opus AI mode.
So, Opus 4.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you do Claude desktop or do you do like Claude Code?
It's through Cursor.
Oh, through Cursor.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I was using Codex and then I have the desktop version of Claude, so it has like access to like certain things on my computer. It's super dangerous. It's terrifying. I'm flying by the pants of my seat here, but it does it does a really good job with like it pulls interesting things like out of questions that you ask if it has access to your stuff. But anyway, it can be super creepy because it can crawl through your your files. I gave it access to my notes, except for the log files, of course. But so yeah. I was like, oh god, that's terrifying. But anyway, yeah, AI is super cool. Also terrifying. All right, get into State of the Trenches. Sorry, go ahead.
It's still dumb.
No, it is, but it's like if it has context, it's a master search. It's basically like a really cool autocorrect and a master searcher.
Exactly. It's an autocorrect. So you need the sentence first.
Yeah, exactly. And if you can feed it the right info, it makes it look really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, back into State of the Trenches. Sorry, everybody here is like a little sick, so if I sound nasally or whatever, it's my fault. It's just the holidays. It's like holidays in Florida. All right. So right off the bat, State of the Trenches is a really good one. We go over what happened in Solana. So Phantom and Soulflare, they are a little bit different though. So they're prediction markets that were launched on both. With Phantom, they did it with Kalshi and DFlow. And then with Soulflare, they're doing like a feeless kind of prediction market. So both are actually pretty different. If you're
But both
into
use Kalshi for their production markets. It's the same
it's the
protocol
same.
behind. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So I was reading into it and I didn't realize Soulflare had Kalshi. But
Mhm.
yeah, so obviously everybody's kind of doing this prediction market thing.
Mhm.
Um, it's actually really sad though. So there used to be this protocol called Hedgehog. Do you remember it? It was called like
Uh,
Soul
it didn't
Hedge
take
or
off,
Soul
but
Hedgehog.
yeah.
Yeah, it didn't take off. And they had a great product actually. Um, so it's so
Yeah.
disappointing because now they didn't make it this far is kind of the disappointing part is like it was like it's the age old story of like the pickaxe and he's just about to hit diamonds. Like prediction markets exploded, I think, right after they kind of called it quits. Like
Yeah.
what a bummer.
Mhm.
But yeah, so it was kind of a bummer that something native to Solana didn't absolutely take off. I guess is Kalshi super native to Solana?
It's not native to Solana. It's on server. It's not on blockchain. So they just
Uh,
publish those trades, tokenized trades on Solana blockchain, so that you just have a receipt of what happened.
yeah, gotcha. Not quite as cool, unfortunately. Solana Foundation releases Cora, fees paid in any token, which is pretty cool. I actually thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah,
So
this is a very neat feature that just launched. I think it was last week that they announced. So I'm
yeah,
sure a lot of protocols, including us, we are looking into ways of having it. But I think since we are already on the track of adding magic blocks, which would remove the whole fee structure itself of
yep,
paying the blockchain to use, I think we are in the right direction all over.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, if that plays out perfectly, yeah, no more fees, which would be, I'm sure, a big sigh of relief. Let's see. Sunrise. Oh, Sunrise. So Sunrise is a heap. I'll bring him in here just for the tech talk stuff.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, Sunrise is basically just a kind of like a bridge partner protocol. Am I right by that?
It's basically a
Is it?
wrapper on
Yeah.
Wormhole, which
Hmm.
basically is a bridging protocol that allows you to bridge stuff. Now they're allowing anyone to tokenize assets. So
And their kind of claim to fame is that the bridge process is obviously part of it, but
mhm.
is their day one liquidity. So they work with you to provide you. Hi, Panda. Hey,
Mhm.
hey, Dogebot. Good to see you again, brother. Every week. Um, they work with you with day one liquidity, and they also work at getting you quickly integrated into the ecosystem. So that's kind of their shtick. I know Ed over there. Ed, good work, brother. So yeah, that's a great product that they brought to Solana, and then the privacy cache enabled private transactions with Zec. How excited do you think Mert is about this?
Yeah, I think it's great to have a lot of tokens that can be transferred privately. I think the support for USDC was great. They added, I think, a few weeks ago, where now
Mhm.
you can basically send USDC without anyone knowing from where the USDC came. It's basically a mixer where
Yeah.
a lot of money is put into one pool, and then some other wallets basically sign for your send transaction. So
Yep.
yeah, as many assets there are possible. I think it's basically depends on the amount of liquidity that we have on chain, and then things basically privacy cache can basically list those assets to be sent privately on the mainnet.
So the real question is, if you're not sanctioned, are you really privacy? I mean, I'm just saying. There are a few tokens out there that shall not be named. They're like Lord Voldemort. I'm just kidding. Monero. And they're sanctioned. So I'm gonna guess that they're the real, and Zcash is like kind of real, however much you want to pretend. Let's see. X stocks Phi. Oh, so basically, the reason I put this here is that tokenized stocks are really blowing up on chain, which is pretty amazing to see. That kind of goes with the RWA holdings for Solana. Surpasses 123,000 people, or I shouldn't say that, 123,000 wallets.
Wallets.
Yeah. So proof of human. But yeah, so stocks are really being adopted quickly on chain. I mean, this was definitely to be expected. They looked like they're even for X stocks. It looked like there was like a little grace period where everybody was kind of like unsure of it, and there actually was not like a ton of volume. I mean, day one it was, but then it kind of died off, and then now it's kind of coming back. People are getting used to it. It's becoming more of a norm, and they're trusting it more to like hold trade.
And yeah,
Solana
talking
ETFs are
about
still massive inflows,
yeah,
by the way.
yep. Talking about X stocks, I was just checking the dashboard we have for Remora assets, and they have actually increased a lot since we added on Flash. So a lot of assets got minted just because the utility is there now, and there are a lot of people
Yep.
trading these assets. I was just checking by what value these have increased. I think at least, yeah, very neat. I was just refreshing the dashboard, so we'll probably post about it.
We'll make a post about it. The Remora markets are facilitated through Flash.
Yes.
Pretty cool, and the volumes are increasing. The pool itself, FLPR, FLPR.R, is actually performing really, really well. And they were making a joke in the channel, if they don't mind me sharing, but they were saying they wanted to compete on the level of FLP1. So obviously they know FLP1 is the Solana shining star. So if they could get FLPR to perform that well, that would be amazing. And it would show the demand for stocks on chain, or for perp trading stocks on chain. All right.
Yep.
Now we're moving into it's basically just like 2025 wrap up. And this is why both the co-founders are on stage. I will shut up and hand this over to Anas to celebrate a wonderful 2025 year. These guys were dumb enough to hire me. Who knows why, but I'll hand it over to you, sir.
For sure. I think this year it was more about finding the right way of scaling things, and we finally understood that this was a wet dream for all of us who are building in DeFi, that would on-chain volumes could surpass the centralized exchange volumes, and then could we take a major market share from the centralized exchanges or whatever happens off-chain. And we have finally found out that there is this possibility of things happening on chain versus off chain. And yeah, numbers are there, and we can see a lot of consistent growth and consistent usage of on chain platforms. So we have seen a lot of traders who were actually using centralized exchanges for their day-to-day trades are now using on-chain exchanges, just because there is this element of trust where on-chain protocols have much more clarity. And then when you put in money or you do any transaction, you have always a record of what's happening. So a
Yeah.
lot of neat stuff overall. And yeah, we have done great amounts of volume, and I'm sure a lot more is to be done. And I think this is a screen grab from the wrap video that Sarthak is cooking. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. The overview is it's a pat on the back for everybody here. If this wasn't supposed to be included, I apologize. But this is kind of like a flash overview. But yeah, moving on from there, should be some cool stuff coming down the pipeline for X.
Yes.
What
Yes.
did we get done this week? It says 1 week. This is janitor's fault.
I
This is janitor's
think
fault.
yeah, it was last 2 weeks before, because we had
That's
that break. Now
hilarious.
we're back.
Yeah, and I put a 2 in there, and now they changed it to 1. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Anyways,
That's my fault.
Yep. So, yep. I think the important thing is the addition of XAUT, which is the real gold on issued on chain by Tether, and it is the biggest on chain gold token that is available right now. They have about
By a
two
long
point
shot.
yeah by $2.4 billion worth of gold is issued on chain.
Yeah.
That is very good, and
Huge.
we have seen a lot of traction around metals on Flash. Even now you can see silver has traded a lot, and
Yep.
we want to make sure the pool also inherits the feature of these up-only markets, because LPs were just depositing in USDC, and we want them to have exposure of the underlying assets and make sure they outperform the underlying assets price appreciation. As such, we saw in FLP1. So I think we would be adding gold probably by tomorrow. It was actually scheduled for today, reason why we see it on the slide right now, but we had minor testing thing that was in works and some more support needed, so we just pushed it for tomorrow, but it's almost ready. And I think this will make pool 2 much more interesting for a lot of LPs, because now they would not only be adding liquidity just for the sake of getting fees from all the trading, they'd also get exposure for the price of gold. So
Yeah.
I'm sure it's gonna start performing very well once we have gold added to it. So, and with that in mind, this pool 2 would also be used for our most important launches, which is the phase 2 launch of the Margin Engine V2, which introduces the flexible lock utilization mechanism. And Zoeb, you want to give any primer on this? Because I have given primers, but I would love your explanation on
Expertise.
how the flow would work on this.
For sure. I think people have already had a lot of interest in trading silver, given the current or recent price action. It's an interesting asset to trade. So the idea for flexible lock utilization is to cross correlate assets which are available on the pool and are traded against the pool. So one of the first forms for us to roll out the flu mechanism in public or in prod, while we've been testing this on DevNet for like 2-3 months now, with all of the major assets on pool one. The phased rollout, at least for pool two in the current context, just means people are able to trade silver backed by gold or XAUT in its principal form. So there is a good correlation between the two most precious metals in the market, and it kind of feels obvious. Instead of LPs risking USDC as the bare collateral to back all of these positions, if we are able to find a more correlated asset, we should definitely look into kind of managing the risks for LPs. So in that context, flexible lock utilization allows us to hedge the risk for LPs by collateralizing trades on one asset using the most correlated asset available on the pool. So, which is where silver trades will be
Interesting.
collateralized using gold or XAUT on the pool. So, no difference for traders whatsoever. Even active positions will be migrated. So, it's a zero downtime change that people will see. But what does get affected is the effective margin fee that people pay, which is going to get a lot better because for USDC we had to keep the fees a little bit higher, and I'm certain Anas will be flagging it off to lower the fees as well. Uh, and we should be making the pool a lot more attractive to traders while making sure LPs have better forms of yield with the asset appreciation and lower fees, generating more volumes, resulting in higher yield for LPs.
Yeah. That's kind of always been the struggle with pool 2, right? Is the fact that it was always USDC back. So this will offer a very attractive yield for LPers for sure.
Yeah, and I think what's also coming up is Forex, and I think one of the newest things we were looking at is EURC as a representation of euro. pull-through has been dominant for like quite a while, even though it was like a pioneer system in validating the virtual trade market for us, allowing all forex and metals to be traded since day one. So yeah, really excited to see improvements, not just kind of bringing the epitome of the V2 migration to light, but also kind of paving way for us to tap into a better form of the RWA market.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the flu
Just want
mechanism
to
is super important.
Yeah, just want to highlight that right now we have two forex pairs that are live and they are like super cheap. The fees is just 2 bips. It's like nothing. And then this is basically in line with whatever you pay fees when you are trading anywhere else on the competitive exchanges where forex is their main offering. And our idea was to basically first of all align the fee structure as such and then follow up with adding more pairs. Hopefully Zohib will be adding some more pairs in the next month or so. But yeah.
Yeah, forex is huge, by the way, and one of the areas that we really, because a lot of the maybe American traders, they're really not used to this, but I brought this up in the past where American markets are just American markets. Just because they don't like trading it does not mean the rest of the world does not. So I looked into it, and yeah, I mean it's huge throughout the
Asian
I would
sector.
say, yeah, APAC sector. Holy moly. Lots and lots and lots of individuals. I think what they're basically what is explaining is they use it to like hedge against their
Yes.
own currency. So it's very smart. It's actually extremely intelligent to do.
Yes.
Which is why you don't see it in the US markets, right? Is because they're
Yes.
essentially everything else is denominated in USDC. So or USD, sorry. But yeah, so that's offering more and more of these forex pairs is going to bring massive amounts of volume with at 2 bips, or 0.02 or whatever it is now. I think it is 0.02.
Yes.
Yep.
0.02%.
Yeah, 0.02%. That is nothing. That is
Yep.
crazy cheap, and it, like you said, it aligns with where you can trade elsewhere. So,
Yes.
yeah, we're getting into alignment with bringing all things on chain, not just
Yes.
crypto.
Yes. And that is what we are seeing at Flash right now. Like even if you check the total volume, the contribution of real world assets is starting to grow on Flash. Like right now it's something between 15 to 20%, but I think in a month or two the real world asset trading should be more than 50% of total volume at Flash. So very, very excited to follow in that direction. And then next is a very important discussion that I just wanted to share on this call, and then we'll follow up with a proposal in Discord, which is basically a new interesting mechanism that would be added on Flash, which would allow people who trade certain amount of volume, X amount of rebate. So imagine this mechanism would basically give you, if you trade about $20 million worth of volume over a week, you might be eligible to get 25% of all the fees that you have given in rebates. And similarly, we'll have an upper cap, which I'm still going through the numbers, but imagine if you do $200 million worth of volume on Flash over a week, you might be eligible to get 100% of your fee back as rebate. So a very neat mechanism structure to incentivize trading. And then the angle is to make clear with LPs that money is actually made from PNL as well. And if you are attracting more volume, you as an LP would be making money from the PNL of traders. And then fees will also trickle in as more dollars of volume is traded. You can always tweak the structure of fee rebates. But yeah, so any comments you want to share on this system that we might
No,
launch? But yeah.
yeah, I think one of the biggest incentives for us to kind of explore this kind of an incentive model is to balance out our stance in the competition. Where there are a lot of zero fee venues coming up in the space. So yeah, it's an effort to also kind of level the playing field on Flash, but also kind of be wary of scalpers because the zero slippage offering that people sometimes try to kind of front run Oracle updates and stuff, things that we've been monitoring and actively or proactively fighting against with all of our parameter updates all through the year. I think it's an innovative idea to kind of convert our current static or passive reward system that we've got. And I think we've gone through iterations of raffle rewards and all of the other forms of incentive mechanisms earlier, which which kind of worked out for the time, but weren't really kind of sticky enough to kind of retain. So alongside our current system of VP and Epoch rewards, I think the fee rebate system is going to work really well in having a few more people come in, and I think Anas is going. I think we're going to put up the proposal soon, right?
Yes,
Which
yes,
kind of
yes.
highlights the whole tiered system and stuff that we've discussed. So really excited to see what the community thinks about it, and people who are actively trading. Like the leaderboard is a predicament of the situation where we have a lot of traders showing up on the top of the leaderboard. So it's a more or a better incentive system for traders to kind of win back all the fees that they've paid. So excited to see what kind of reception it gets from the community.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's always
Yep.
very, very well. If you've ever been in some of these proposal debates, it can definitely go back and forth quite a bit. And it's great to see that from the community. We have a very involved core group of Flash traders. And yeah, we appreciate all the contributions that they make to every proposal.
Yep. I think the next one is for Mags, the funded wallet program that you are currently working on, which is to
Yeah.
get on Instagram.
Yeah, it's like it's just a really easy way to, and this is all thanks to Anas actually thinking it through. It's a really easy way to onboard an individual where it's risk-free for them. It's a super easy onboarding process that kind of it's more like of an incentivized onboarding process instead of just trying to man on the street, oh, download this wallet and then go to this URL. It's like, hey, we're going to give you some money, trade on our platform. If you make any money with the money we give you, you keep it. And to the average person, it's pretty good deal. So easy onboarding process. And with our new onboarding flow with socials and everything else where you could just log in quickly, pretty amazing actually. It was very well thought out. We're going to be doing like an Instagram live, obviously, posted across socials so you'll be able to see it, but it'll be a interesting way of getting the community involved while you're on a live, which by the way, the service could be available for anybody, not just Flash trade. So we'll be seeing it across the board with some of our partners and stuff like that we are also pushing this out with to kind of onboard more normies or individuals who just are reluctant to get off of other exchanges. Sometimes we get built into a habit and we don't really end up trying something else because what we're doing is kind of working for us already. But if we incentivize that process of transition, we could definitely see a much larger cohort of individuals coming over.
Yep, I think that pretty much sums up where now it's basically a division between things that are coming on Flash and then the marketing thing. So the marketing thing was two things which we discussed, which is on the weekly fee rebates and the new funded wallet program. And then there was this thing on the feature side, which is the addition of gold and then phase 2 of Margin Engine V2.
Yep. Some of this is on marketing for sure. The weekly fee rebates is super exciting as well. That will drive volume and get some larger traders into the mix. So
yes.
All right. What is coming? This is my favorite section. So we talked the flu mechanism, but
yes,
what we didn't really talk is We were kind of stuck on pool two, but how does this work with, and how does this align with like one of our favorite pools, pool one, or how does this work with, our new stocks?
Yes, I think initially we wanted to go with flu mechanism on pool one, but given the amount of things that are being, like the amount of positions and stuff is going on pool one, we said we'll go with pool two because we have a lot more room to experiment in pool two because there is more correlation between gold and silver than other assets. So
Makes sense.
the flu mechanism would basically first of all be launched on pool 2, and then after that we will see the flu mechanism on pool 1, where the idea is to basically list all the major assets that we have been missing since day one, which is BNB, XRP, Hype, all these assets, and
Hmm.
then make sure. And this is a question that a lot of people asked me at Breakpoint as well, like how do you determine the assets to list on Flash? And I was like, I would really like to see assets that go up be listed more on Flash than down. And I think this is an issue with every exchange owner, where we have to decide the best assets to be listed on your exchange, because if they go up, your users are happy, and if it goes down, your users are sad. But yeah, overall, trying to prioritize that things that go up. And I'm sure you can take notice of what we have been trying to focus on. We listed bunch of Remora assets, which are
Hmm.
up only tokens since the past 10 years, and then now we are putting up gold, which is an up only asset since past 70 years. So now the basically the focus is to add real world things that have real impact and that generate real wealth, rather than what we see with the other market structures where one user has to lose and then the other user gains, which is the meme
Hmm.
coin mania and all that. But as we all can see, it basically dries up the whole system. So
Yep.
it's very important for us to take the move forward and add things that are real and that make real contributions to the world and change things. So that is the direction of what we are going with. And and expanding forex perps is also very important, because this will basically allow you to bet on what goes up and what goes down internationally. So imagine if you are bearish on dollar, you can short dollar. If you are bullish on British pound, you can long British pound. So that is basically the idea, to allow people to speculate on things that are much larger than meme coins. And yeah, so
Yeah, I couldn't
that
agree
is
more.
basically the whole direction of what's coming as of now. And yeah, with further ado, I would really love, if you can give us uh, some peek into where we are with Magic Blocks DevNet. Although I know we had a discussion just yesterday on the timelines, but yeah, I think a lot of people would love to know on that as well.
For sure. I mean, one of the biggest troubles for us in terms of validating our DevNet architecture has been what happens to oracles at the end. Because even if you look at the prop AMM space, the whole competition is to update the prices or have the algorithm kind of update the quotes as fast as possible. And then with the ER, all of these are near real time. So you can expect the latency of 20 to 40 milliseconds at best. But then relaying that same information to mainnet, the commits, though the Magic Block team has been heads down trying to optimize it. I think there's a V2 being worked on the delegation program as well, but still it's not super optimized. And then it's almost redundant to say we're gonna commit state every slot. It's gonna be super costly in terms of the execution fees, not counting in the whole idea of priority fees and sender fees and stuff. Now, send to TPU is also the race, but overall, our biggest trouble has been synchronizing everything between mainnet and devnet and maintaining composability, which seems like a bit too overstretched right now. So the idea is to stop worrying about composability. We'll see the yin yang SIMDs 339 296, which we keep talking about. I think it's going to take its own sweet time. We haven't seen much on discussion forums owing to Christmas and the holiday season, I guess. But yeah, as soon as we kind of get all those things in place, we'll look back at composability, but we are not going to wait for it. I think that is one of the biggest conclusions we've made internally with the team. That's the crux of the discussion we have had internally as well, which Anas was referring to. So the idea is to not wait for things and proceed with what we have as a proof of concept, if not anything else, so that people can feel the improvements that ER brings to the table, efficiency in us operating the protocol, lower latencies, lower fees, potential improvements on all fronts with ER going live, but without compromising anything on the UX front, right? Every interaction needs to be super smooth, the way it works right now, and a lot more better. So, I mean, giving up composability at this point isn't an optimal solution, but at least for something that for us to get started with, I think that sounded okay, and that is what we're going to proceed with. So on timelines, what we are looking at is over the next 2 weeks, we're gonna get the UI plugged in and all of the stuff work, because you have like two different environments now, user balances and everything. All liquidity is still going to be on mainnet, and that's the ultimate state root, which will determine how assets move. And ER is going to be the pricing and margin engine, and the whole program kind of being delegated allows us to kind of experiment with this idea of providing liquidity and all of the other earn page interactions remaining on mainnet, trading moved entirely to ER, and then spot swaps. I think very few people kind of had the insights on spot, the spot market we operate for Remora assets. I think those kind of things remain a bit in the lingo, right? Could we operate such a system where trading or perp trading moves to ER, but spot trading could be retained via different mechanisms, right? We can do delegated oracles and stuff. So all of it is planned, and I think the next 2 weeks is what will give us a pretty good head start on having the ER powered trading UX tried and tested, and shared with the community as well.
Awesome. Well, that's a good update. I did not know
Sheesh.
a lot of that.
Yeah, it was just so you just need to pick that line which he said, which is 2-3 weeks, and then
And then they'll hold us to it. Oh no.
Yep. I think the next important thing is the FAF ownership token upgrade, which we will have more answers probably early next week, probably. So I am just gonna be having a couple of calls this week with the MetaDAO team on it, and then we'll have a proposal up, and then we will be migrating the FAF, basically Flash's equity and the whole structures ownership under a DAO, which basically is controlled by FAF holders rather than individuals like us who are the founders of Flash. See, if I put it like this, it feels very interesting. So I just put it like that. So yeah, we would be doing that so that it makes it much more clearer for a lot of people who have been asking, and we are not in any way want to basically do what other companies have done, where they split equity and then they split the token structure, which makes it all bullshit. So yeah, this is something that we would be working on, are actually working at right now. It's some sort of legal mumbo jumbo happening in the back end. So yeah. And the next thing is FLP integration into Titan and Jupyter routing engine. This is also on me, and I've been working on some simulations so that the pool remains basically it's free from the toxic flow that comes from the routing engines of Titan and Jupyter, so that that toxic flow would just not rip us away from the liquidity that we have of important assets in FLP pools. Because since we offer some tokens at 0 fees, it makes those swaps much more interesting on FLP, and sometimes we want those assets in FLP for the perps engine to be traded. So this main pool, when you open swaps, it would add additional yield to it, but it might also make it a bit more inefficient because the main assets are getting swapped. So we are trying to have a better swap mechanism that makes those fees premium work in a fashion where the pool LPs basically make more money, and then it all is also much more better utilized. So that is something that is also under works, and then once it's done, we will start up with the integration of FLP in different routing engines. But apart from that, Zoeb, do you have any timeline on those SMDs being uh, merged into mainnet, or is it just still under discussion? I think they have a timeline, right?
Just
No,
a proposal.
they haven't. Yeah, they haven't put up the feature gate key as well. So it's going to take time,
Oh my
which is
God.
the sad part. But then things can accelerate really fast. Anza has got its own way. So once those guys are back at their desks,
Yeah,
I think a week or two could be sufficient for us to get a push over it.
got
296
it.
is already like out there for public to test. There are a few testnet nodes, not devnet, which you can connect to and test out the stuff, which is transaction v1. So, but the point is, we would need both these in these 296 and 339 to go in. So we'll be waiting for the updates in the next couple weeks. But yeah, as decided, we're not gonna wait for those. If they come in time, then that's gonna be like a uh, better than anything else. But even without those, we should be able to make do for the trade engine and work our
Got
way
it.
through it.
Yes.
So yeah, no real timelines from Anza on these in these yet on the public discourse either. But yeah, you can follow along on the SIMD repo.
Yep.
I think I
Thanks for that,
tweeted
Alan.
the links in a tweet as well. Yeah, and as the janitor labeled it, the yin and the yang. That's how
Yep.
those SIMDs are. So exciting weeks ahead. We're gonna start the Q1 of 2026 with a banger. So let's keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah, I went through those proposals, and yeah, you're right. It's interesting how they split them up into two proposals because they are so correlated. Like you really just can't have one without the other. So yeah, super interesting to see. I'm actually interested. There hasn't, like you said, there hasn't been much discussion on it. Just because of the holidays, I'm sure, and weekends and everything else. But I'm excited to see further discussions on that. Further discourse on X. See what everybody thinks of the proposals, and then of course we, in particular, are very excited to see them go live. So hopefully all goes smoothly. But one thing I wanted to circle back to, just because we glossed over it without really pointing out the importance of it, and honestly, we really haven't gone over it, especially on the lives, is the ownership token, right?
Yes.
The fact
Yes.
we're aligning with ownership tokens. This is something that, and for anybody who says like we did get some criticism, like we haven't had many proposals and stuff like that.
I don't think, yeah, this is something that I've been having active discussion with people that, first
Yeah,
of all,
that's what I was going to say. Is that we've
it-
been having active discussions with this
Hey,
ownership
governance is, yes, governance is overrated. You don't need to put up proposal every month just to make sure, let people know you
just
are
to like
alive.
fill
It's
a
more,
quota.
yeah, it's just more
Yeah.
about knowing features are coming in, work is being done, which is what we
Yeah.
do on by coming on Monday, and then we have a Discord channel as well. Apart from that, even if you read what we basically wrote when we started the FAF Tarki thing, we had a full blown. If you remember, if you go to documentation,
Yeah, I wrote it up.
yeah, we basically have a full page of commandments which we have to follow in order to have a FAF Taki proposal. So until and unless it's about revenues or about minting tokens, we are not going to put up a Futaki proposal. And then as in company and as in protocol, I don't think
ethos.
there should be a lot of things being messed up in that direction. You just need to make sure things work, and then put more efforts on creating more money for people. And then if there is something to come about in that direction, then we'll have some Futaki proposals. Until
Yeah.
then, governance is not needed. It's more about, if you have any questions, you can always have a meeting with all the board members in the Discord channel.
Can always have a meeting with the janitor. I'm always open for meetings if anybody wants to meet one-on-one. That's
Yes.
totally fine with me. Hit me up in Discord or Telegram or wherever you have me. I'd be more than happy to jump on a call. So, but the big thing is too is like a lot of people maybe you're tangentially following the project and you haven't seen a lot of proposals and things like that. What you haven't realized is that if you're not in our Discord, and you're not able to see the proposals, we actually do have users that go through proposals quite a bit. It's just that the other big thing is that we need to come to some sort of consensus on some of these proposals, which we've never really been able to do. So that's another big part of it. Is it's like where we see the proposals, we talk through the proposals, we have very good discussions actually in Discord. If you check them out on the proposals that users have actually brought forth. And then, ultimately we either decide whether we want to move forward with it or whether we don't. And there hasn't been any, extraordinarily compelling proposal that we felt would drive value for not only the Flash Trade platform, the FAF holders, the LPs, and the traders. It's a delicate balance between everything, and we're looking to, with any proposal, it really has to hit on all fronts, which is why Margin Engine V2 was a massive proposal. RevShare was a massive proposal. Those were big proposals that needed to be discussed and deliberated out in Discord, and it was. So, like you say, if you're super interested in this kind of thing and kind of like open discourse governance, jump in Discord, stake some FAF, and then be a part of the discussion, be a part of the proposals, and let's hash it out, talk through it, and see what we can come up with. I really actually enjoy that part of it. I love reading, believe it or not, even though I may not reply. I do actually love reading through everybody's thoughts and how they get to the conclusion that they get to.
For sure.
Anything else on that?
I think we are up for the hour, so
yeah, no worries. And then FAF rewards through DeFi partners. We glossed over that one. Essentially, it's just we're offering it directly through the partners platform instead of you happen to come back to Flash Trade or it being a part of the VP program.
Yes.
So rewards will be paid out directly to you. All right. And thank you all for joining. If the co-founders here want to add anything else to the mix or want to tell the community any parting goodbyes, I'll leave that to you, and then I'll do a little outro.
Yeah, I think that's it. The work is being done behind the scene. A lot of exciting stuff regarding the move of FAF from the current structure to an ownership token structure, and then the V2 flu mechanism being coming up this week, and then, as Zoheb said, Magic Blocks DevNet coming up in 2 to 3 weeks. So a lot of exciting stuff along with the Forex market move. So yeah, I think this makes it lot more clear on how much work is being done and how much work is to come out as well.
Indeed. One last thing I would want to add is if people have been taking note of the rebate structure, the updated rebate thing, just keep shouting out your ref codes, get more referrals, and I think it's a lot better now that you can claim your rebates at your convenience. So yeah, shout out to the team for shipping it silently with the whole V2 migration stuff. But yeah, I think On the roadmap, we also have a bit more on restructuring the rebate stuff and builder codes and stuff. So yeah, build on Flash. If anyone's interested, do reach out.
Oh yeah, that's true too. We do have an SDK. We have had community members build over top of Flash, which is really cool. We love to see that. All right. Well, I'm gonna bid you all adieu and then do a quick little outro here. All right. Now, just to kind of go through some things. First, I hope everybody had a great Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. If not, I hope you had a great holiday. I know the world kind of slows down when Christmas rolls around or the New Year season. So, obviously, I hope you all have a great New Year. Be safe. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, which isn't much, but got to say it, I guess. But the other thing is, there's so many things going on at Flash. It can be really, really easy to kind of miss a lot of things. So tuning into Flash Hour is a huge way that we like to be, you know, update you on the latest news, the latest and greatest from Flash Trade. But even us, we have so much going on that we do forget things. Just like Zahib just brought up the referral program. We've actually restructured the referral program. So now everything is available in your dashboard. It doesn't get airdropped directly to your wallet anymore and kind of trickle in. So that way you don't really notice. A lot of people were saying that it just wasn't really noticeable. And then they weren't sure if things were being collected, if the referrals were working. So now the new program is super simple. You just go to the token page and you can see under the utility tab, you can see all of your claimable rewards. So it's super simple, super easy. And then when you hover over, you'll actually see, you know, the different wallet addresses that have been using your referral. So this way, again, it's just much easier to track, much easier to understand where the money's coming from, what money you're getting. So that's a great upgrade as well. And then, of course, we have all our other programs as well. If you stake FAF, not only do you get trading discounts, and referral bonus, right? Referral boost, depending on what VP level you are, or I'm sorry, what staking level you are. You are able to also participate in rev share. So you get 50% of the protocol revenue directly to you every 6 hours. This is a great feature that we rolled out with a governance proposal through Futarchy. So we look forward to utilizing that a lot more for massive upgrades. And again, one of the biggest places where we have all these discussions, where we hash it out, where we're able to have that back and forth discussion with the community and with our power users is in Discord. So join Discord. It's a great place for our community to gather. We have, a trade channel, we have just a general chat channel. And of course, if you're a FAF staker, you have your own channel kind of exclusive for them. And if you're a whale, we also do have an exclusive channel kind of for our large token holders. They have their own little section there. As we roll out more and more the Flu mechanism and Margin Engine V2 Phase 2 and Magic Blocks, look forward to a lot more pairs coming through. One of the big things is this SIMD that's going to be, or the proposals. Once these things are really hashed out and approved and pushed through with the feature gating that they have, this will open up a whole new opportunity for us as well. So, yes, it's going to take a little bit more time. Decentralization can be, frustrating at times, but this is kind of the process that we have where you're able to, where we have to wait on mainnet essentially. So, this is another reason why we're doing all that we can do to make sure that Flash Trade is the premier place to trade. for all things, not just crypto. We have equities, commodities, and of course, Forex. So as we expand that, we look forward to hearing more from our community on what they want listed and what they feel should be the next thing on Flash Trade. So get involved, get into the community and Discord, and of course, if you're watching on X and YouTube and you've made it this far, do me a favor: retweet, like, comment, do all the things the algo loves. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe, leave us a like, drop a comment letting us know how you like these lives being streamed directly to YouTube now, and what kind of improvements we might make to our live process so that we can improve for you. Other than that, I appreciate you guys tuning in, and of course, I'll see you in the markets.